Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today and tuning in for Your Health is Wealth webinar. My name is Taja Fox, and I'm the Communications Officer here at the Council. Joining me today are Dr. Ayesha Peets Talbot and Beth Hollis. Dr. Peets Talbot is a medical director of Ocean Rock Wellness, and Ms. Beth Hollis is the physiotherapist at Ocean Rock. Today will be an interactive session, so feel free to comment and share your feedback as the webinar continues. You will hear about the ways to improve your health through actionable tips and learn about the important vitamins that can support your health goals. At the end of the webinar, we will have a live Q&A session where you can get all of your health questions answered. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Peets Talbot and Beth Hollis to kick off Your Health is Wealth. Welcome, everyone.
Your attendance is actually the first step. Just by sitting here and spending this hour with us is going to help to upgrade your health and help you to actually start to achieve some of these amazing health dollars. Alrighty, so I always have a dedication when I do, and really I've been dedicating a lot of my webinars to my nana. My nana is 90 going on 91, and I look at her as an example, not only of what to do or what not to do, but she was very firstly independent, and really tried her best to take care of herself. And I think, and she actually had quite a bit of savings, and she was like worked hard, and she knew that, I guess she knew she'll live long enough, and she did really do good job with that. But because of dementia, truthfully, she hasn't been able to actually really take care of herself, probably at the level that she probably would like to. And so I always like to I know that she would want me to help people and learn from probably her mistakes, or how we could do better. And so it's one thing to have a lot of cash in the bank, or have done your saving, and that's really great. It's nice to have a nest egg, but if you don't have the health to be able to do that, that wealth really doesn't really necessarily mean as much as if you could be really independent and really at your greatest health to be able to kind of benefit from all that. So I dedicate that, and I hope that my intention is that me and Beth's intention is that you guys learn something. And so at Ocean Rock Wellness, teamwork makes the dream work. And so we have an amazing team of co-workers. Of course, we love to have fun. Some of you guys have seen our videos.
Yes, check out our Instagram because we have fun doing reels on Fridays.
Yeah, we do. And I'm sure they won't disappoint, because we like to make you smile and laugh. And that's, part of also being really healthy. Is just,
and it's a way to learn, because when you're in a good mood and you're happy about it, the things that you learn, you're going to remember because you're in that emotional, happy state.
Exactly. So joy is a very high vibrational state, and we like to stay in it as much as possible. So this is a really good slide to kind of tell you about, after all the fun and done, it's like, what is our real philosophy? And it's root cause medicine. And so it's all about figuring out what is the underlying issue that could be causing you or your loved one problems. And so that could be examining nutrient deficiencies, looking at toxins in the body, looking at chronic infections and viruses that are not always on the big top of our radar. And so what's really great is that the body can naturally heal, and really, really heal, if you actually fix the root issue and not do a Band-Aid approach, which means that you just treat the symptoms but not really fix everything. So that's really a big, big part of what we do at Ocean Rock Wellness. Okay. So, all righty. So without further ado, I hope, Taja, you have somebody picked, because we would like to get into the games. We want to be able to have plenty of time with that. So if health is your wealth, then you want to be a millionaire. And so who wants to be a millionaire? All righty. Do you have somebody, Taja?
A brave.
Hi. Right now we have people tuning in. I haven't received a comment, but what I can do is I can name those that are viewing, maybe, if that will be helpful.
Okay. All righty.
No one has shared a comment as that they would like to volunteer.
All right.
Well, we might have multiple volunteers start with
Yeah.
one and get the ball rolling.
Okay. Alrighty. So,
and once they see how easy and informative the questions are, they won't be shy.
Right. Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. I might have to, sounds like you might have to call somebody out.
Or Taja, you want to be a millionaire?
I could try it out. But if you were next, another option would be Elisa Robinson Brangman.
Okay.
You might want to volunteer. I'm just calling out names. But I could try it out if you like.
Okay.
We're just gonna open up the game now. You got it?
All righty. So, okay. All righty. Okay. It's just taking its time. All righty. So,
This is great.
Alrighty.
Who do we have?
Right. Who do we have? So, Taja, you're gonna let me know if it's not, you're gonna be in the hot seat, Taja. Okay.
I don't mind.
Alrighty. Okay. It's all for great learning purposes. How about that?
Okay.
So, all right. The below are all. So this is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Just so you know, you're gonna have 3 lifelines. Okay. You're gonna be able to do 50-50, which we take away 2 of the questions that are answers that are wrong. You're gonna be able to poll the audience. So we definitely hope that our audience will participate in that. And then you're also going to be able to phone a friend who likely will be.
Gotcha covered.
All righty. So, and we've got 15 questions to get through. So let's have some fun and get started, and our audience get to learn as we go. So pay attention. The below are question number 1. The below are all important vitamins except one. A, vitamin S, B, vitamin C, vitamin A, and D, vitamin D. Which one is not that important? Or not an important vitamin?
This is very tricky. Elisa Brangman has said vitamin A, and Diana Mitchell has said vitamin S.
All righty. We're gonna go with that
second.
Yeah, because we want you guys to see you get money. So all of these are important. Let's see. All right, our audience made $100, so that's great. All right.
So vitamin C, A, and D are important.
Yes.
The double negatives get me too. Don't worry.
Don't worry, Alicia. You'll get the next one, I'm sure. What activity is not a good way? So this one is not a good way to get more activity into your day. All right. So A, set an intention. B, twiddle your thumbs. C, park your car farther away from work. And D, set movement timers at work. So which activity is not a good way to get more activity into your day? You're right, these are going to be tricky. So which one you think is going to be the left or the less beneficial?
The first response we received was from Elisa again.
Uh-huh.
She said B.
All righty. Okay, let's go with that one. All right, this is for $200. All right, we're putting more money into the bank. Nice. All righty. What can you do to get a good night's sleep? A, watch Netflix before you go sleep. B, eat a late dinner. C, move the TV out of the bedroom. Or D, drink a cup of coffee at lunch.
What does the audience say?
It looks like they're still thinking about this one.
Okay.
What can you do?
What can you do to get a good night's sleep?
Elisa and Beth, Miss Richardson said C.
All righty.
All right.
Nice to see that we've got a
Final answer.
final answer. All right. We've got $300 in the bank.
Good job, guys.
Good job.
Done.
All righty.
All right. On this one, name the one thing you can do to stay healthy. Is it A, eat junk food? B, avoid moving at all costs? C, avoid sleep? Or D, do things that make you happy? So one thing to stay healthy. This should be an easy one for you guys.
I have a
$500.
response. Elisa says D.
All righty. Okay, final answer. All right.
Right.
$500 in the bank. You guys are rich. Okay.
All right. Which of these will not reduce stress? A, living purposefully. B, meditation. C, worrying about others. Or D, taking magnesium. So which one of these does not reduce stress?
This is a good one. I know I would like to respond, but I'll wait for the audience. I have Elisa that said,
Answer. And this is for $1,000.
Don't forget you have 3 lifelines. So
We
audience, let them know.
we have 3 responses and they are all C.
All righty.
All right, final answer.
We got a really smart audience. Woo! All right. Okay, we're gonna go for $2,000, guys. Oh.
Yeah, on that last question, a lot of people don't realize that taking magnesium can help reduce stress. And think of that nice Epsom salt bath that helps relax the muscles. So that's that supplement that you need.
Yes, absolutely. So, what is the latest? So this is where we're looking for the latest time to go sleep based off of your natural circadian rhythm. Is it A, 9 p.m.? Is it B, 10 p.m.? Is it C, 11 p.m.? Or is it D, 12 a.m.?
Ms. Richardson has responded and she has said B.
B as in boy?
B as in boy.
All righty. Ms. Richardson, is that your final answer? Yes? All right. She just put $2,000 in the bank.
That's
all right.
great, because that was a tricky one.
That was a tricky one. All righty. Ready for $4,000? Let's go. So which answer is not a benefit of vitamin B? Okay, so we're looking for which one is not a benefit. All right, is it A, it worsens stress? B, supports immune system? C, supports mental health? Or D, improves energy levels? So which one does the vitamin B not do? Looking for that.
I have A as a majority response.
All righty.
Thanks, audience. You're getting quick.
So I'm going to say that's your final answer. All right. You guys got it. All right. All right. As we getting up, it's going to get harder, but we're going to go for $8,000. Which one is not a benefit of magnesium? So there's 3 answers here that magnesium really helps and is a benefit, and there's one that it is not. So is it A, relaxes blood vessels, B, disrupts brain growth, and C, decreases pain, and D, repairs damaged cells? So which one is not a benefit? A, B, C, or D?
Ms. Lambert has responded with B for boy.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Lambert.
See if that's the final answer. See, we're doing this as a. All right.
Excellent.
$8,000 in our joint account. All right. We're going to go for $16,000, guys.
Okay. Which is the best source of omega-3? Is it A, cod liver oil, B, krill oil, C, algae oil, or D, anchovy oil? Super hard question, guys. You might need to use a lifeline. Have a think. Cod liver, krill, algae, or anchovies, the best source of omega-3s.
I don't know. We might need a lifeline.
Yeah, so you can always do a 50-50 too.
Yeah, 50-50.
So yes, we have 2 responses with different answers.
Okay.
The first one is C, and the other responses are A. So far we have 2 responses for A, so I think we should go with A.
Okay, all righty. Let's see. Is that your final answer?
It looks
The
like
majority, you said A?
yes.
All righty. All right, that was not the right answer.
Oh,
Actually, the correct answer was algae oil.
So whoever picked C, you had it.
Lambert, yes.
Yes, we did have it.
And that's actually why you can now see there's some vegan omegas, because they're moving away from the fish source of omegas and doing algae. So you might notice that on your omega-3 supplement bottles.
All righty. So with that having said, let's get into some of the teaching. Because I think we got up to $8,000, didn't we? Let's see. Yeah, we got up to $8,000. So we're gonna get into the teaching.
You did a good job. You got to 8,000. Next time we play with you guys,
we want to see you guys get $1 million. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just switch over real quick.
Okay. Dr. Peets is pretty quick on this.
All right. So this is natural solutions to lowering stress and increasing your wellness. So your biggest thing, and this is a real good slide to maybe take a screenshot or really remember, is that you want to eat right, you want to be moving right, you want to be sleeping right, you want to nutrient right. So that means those vitamins. You want to be breathing right. You also want to detox right. And we want to de-stress or stress right is also what you want to do. Okay, so.
And the great thing is that these are all things that you can incorporate into your lifestyle. And they don't have to cost a lot of money. You can start today. We're going to give you some actionable steps.
Computer's just thinking.
I think I have to switch this.
I know, right? It's like, okay, all right. Okay. All right.
So just like I said, you don't need a prescription to change your lifestyle, but at Ocean Rock Wellness, that's what we prescribe. So we give people lots of different lifestyle just options and choices to incorporate, because the more you add in that healthy stuff, it crowds out all the other things. Okay. So I'm going to start by talking about our nervous system, because this is one way we can really tap into healing. So our nervous system has basically two sides, and we see our caveman there, one getting chased by a saber-toothed tiger, so he is under a lot of stress. He has a cranky nervous system, and the other one just devoured, I think, a big meal and is resting. So the one getting chased is in his sympathetic nervous system. So sympathetic, think of fight or flight. And when that happens, it's just what he's doing. Your heart rate is going. You're looking at where you can go, and your body thinks it needs to run from danger. So you're breathing fast and shallow, and you're also sending all of your energy and blood flow to your arms and legs because you're ready to run from that saber-toothed tiger. In today's world, we have other stressors, right? We've got phones and computers and kids and deadlines. It's just, you name it, everyone has different stressors.
Yeah.
But what we have to do is flip the switch to this other cool kitten over here who's chilling out, and we need to get into our parasympathetic state.
Yeah.
And that means rest and digest. And the reason it helps with healing is because then your blood flow gets prioritized to your organs. So we need optimal blood flow. We slow down our breathing, we slow down our heart rate, and we get into an awesome, healthy nervous system for healing. So that is one way to think about how you are healing.
All right. And then making sure that you eat it right means that you are starting to focus on having more fruits and vegetables in. Eat the rainbow. It's not about the Skittles. It's really about the fruits and vegetables, because they have a lot of your nutrients and a lot of your vitamins. And so I am going to start to talk to you guys about some vitamins. And I will tell you this. People ask, well, if I eat so great and I eat fruits and vegetables, then do I need to still take vitamins? And the answer is yes. And that's generally because the amount of vitamins that we really need is really hard to get from all the vegetables. And some, we now see a pretty big zinc deficiency going on because the foods are not very high in zinc. And that's because our soils have been depleted of zinc for various reasons. So that is like a pretty big one that is really good to make sure that you supplement with. And I know you heard about that a lot through this last couple of years, is zinc. So how to get, so we want to give you actionable tips today. So how do you get more plants and vegetables in? And so this is my challenge to you, is try to make sure that at every meal and even at every snack that you're having something that either came from the ground or was picked from a tree or plucked or can go bad. That's, you know,
and it wasn't out of a package.
It's not out of a package. So you want to have as much fruit and vegetable in, but try to challenge yourself and try to have every meal have some sort of fruit and vegetable. And then you can start off like slow if you're not really used to having like lots of fruits and vegetables. Then eventually you want to make sure that it's like half of your meal at least, and then make sure it's 3/4. So you don't necessarily have to cut out meats, that's a big part of your diet. But it is really good to make sure that the fruits and veg become the stars of the show, and then everything else is your supporting. Yeah.
And you'll get good at making them yummy and tasty. I promise. All right, next is find joyful movement. So I actually just last month wrote a blog on joyful movement, and I decided that there's 6 principles. I didn't memorize them, so I'm going to tell you. I wrote it down. But joyful movement can mean so much. It focuses on happiness, right? So finding things that you smile doing. I don't want to see you running down the road with an angry face, okay? Dr. Peets loves dancing, so she finds joy in that. Where, might be, I love doing things with my kids, right? So finding happiness through that. And joyful movement encourages you to be open-minded, right? Because you're trying new things, you're exploring, you're not judging yourself. You're never good at something when you first start out. And another principle is that it creates flexibility around choice, right? So one day you don't feel like doing one thing, you can just take a rest day or do something different, and just don't be, beat yourself up for, oh, I didn't go to the gym or I didn't get in my walk. Instead, think of other ways and be flexible and find, the positives about it. Don't forget, it can also tap into your intuition, right? Also feeling how you feel during that movement. Because joyful movement, you might think, oh, I'm starting out for a walk. I feel so good. I'm going to try jogging, right? Or I feel strong after lifting all those groceries in. Man, I'm going to take another load.
I think also if you're dealing with a problem, but if you're in a joyful state, an idea or solution to your problem might come to you because you're in a more relaxed state, and you can kind of tap, like you said, tap into your intuition.
Yes. And that's why it helps with relieving stress, because you're in more creativity with your movement. It helps you celebrate your body, right? You feel good, you can feel strong, and it also can support your purpose. So as a physiotherapist, I really like to focus on purpose, because they're going to do their piddly little exercises so that they end up getting to the purpose. It might be playing on the ground with their grandchildren, and that's important to them. So they're going to work hard to get up and down off the ground, because, that's a part of joyful movement.
Yeah. So, all righty. Get you through this piddly little exercise.
I know they can be sometimes a little boring, but the purpose behind it, and they work well. Just a few days of the right exercise, you're doing great. The next one is sleeping right. We need to make sleep a priority. And our colleague, Dr. Famous, she taught me everything about sleep. That girl knows her sleep. So what we just want to say, really prioritize it. Wind down before bed, turn off the screens, do your little ritual. And when you're sleeping right, so many things the next day feel good.
Yeah, and the actionable things about really sleep is, like, one, if you have a cell phone, put it on do not disturb, and you can actually set it to go on, say, do not disturb, like say after 9:30 or after 10. That means like any messages that come through will not be necessarily ring or wake you up. Also, don't sleep with your electronics near you. You should have all your electronics outside of the bedroom. That's really good. It's summertime, so it's a lot of light, so you might want to kind of consider blackout curtains, or really trying to get everything dark so you can really get that melatonin going. And then having a sleep routine, which is like Dr. Famous's hallmark, is making sure that you're eating early enough. You may want to start to kind of maybe do a bath, which is more relaxing than a shower at night. Start to do some essential oils that really can help with sleep. We have some that are really great, like lavender traditionally, but lavender wakes up my kids. So I use geranium, I use rose, I use sandalwood. So just some more calming, grounding things.
And our most popular supplement to support sleep is actually a CBD oil that you put under your tongue, and we find a lot of great results for the people who minds are running, and they need a bit of calming before they sleep.
You could notice that as you get older. So the next one, so we get into a bit of the supplements, and these are really things that you should have on your radar. We chose supplements that are really, we could encourage everybody without necessarily worrying about medical conditions and things like that. So you can feel like this list is a very safe list to start with. We kind of consider these are like basic vitamins or kind of foundational vitamins. So one of them is omega-3. It's great to support not only your cardiovascular system, so heart and blood vessels. I love it for kids as well because it's brain health. I love it for my older aging population because, again, brain health really comes, actually brain health should be important all through life, but you really seems to get accentuated in the early years and in the later years. So we choose a vegan omega. So a lot of people, this is where you guys got that question wrong, is, trying to decide between a cod liver and algae. And the reason why we do algae is because the less risk of having heavy metals like mercury. So what we are seeing in cod liver oils or anchovy oils or krill oils, that you can get trace amounts of mercury. Depending on the brand, you can even get some high-grade physician grip that will purify it, but you even can still get some very micro amounts that still remain. And so we like to make sure that we're not setting people up for that. Even if they're getting a little bit, we don't want any mercury in any of our omega-3s. So go for a vegan omega or switch to one once you finish what you're taking.
Yeah, you have to know the source of your supplements, because some companies don't do the screening and the testing where you want to be able to have them be vetted.
Right. And so that's a really good point. As Beth mentioned, the FDA, supplements are not regulated. And when they did look at supplements like across the board and a variety, they found that 80% or some very high percent like that, definitely over 50% of them did not have what they said and advertised that they had in it. So you really want to go for trusted resources and very physician grade, which usually are meaning that supplements that you usually have to get through a physician's office or with a physician approval. So magnesium is a great one that we love. As you mentioned in our game, that it helps with relaxing blood vessels. It can help your cells to repair itself. It helps with muscle soreness, muscle aches. It also helps with brain health and brain function. It does not disrupt brain growth at all. It actually really does help. And so it's really great. They have different types of magnesium. Magnesium generally is not easily absorbed, truthfully. So it's actually better absorbed through skin. So if you are going for a magnesium that you want to take by mouth, you want to get something like a reactive magnesium, which has maybe magnesium glycinate in it. And then you can have one that if you want to have more brain focus and more brain power, you might want to get some with threonate, which actually helps to calm the brain down so it's not so hyperactive. And then we use the lotion because that's sometimes great for kids and sometimes older people if you have certain aches and pains, which is a magnesium citrate, and you can rub that in whatever aches you. So that really is a lot of different ways you can actually use magnesium that you want to have in your radar. And if you don't have access to this, you do have access to Epsom salt, maybe. So that one's really easy to come by. So Epsom salt, you'll add it to a bath, will help with your sleep routine for sure. And then if you don't have that, you can always go swimming because there's lots of magnesium in the salt water. And so you can get all that in the ocean, okay? So magnesium. So, all right. The next one is B vitamins. B vitamins in general. So a lot of people know vitamin B12. That one gets a lot of press and it's very popular. And it does tend to get checked often at the GP or family doctor. And then maybe people know of folate as well, because that is also a B vitamin. And so usually pregnant women or women in that pregnancy age would know that one is a really important one for nerve defects and helping to have a healthy baby. But there are actually many other B vitamins. So we have B1 and we have B3, we have pantothenic. So all of these other Bs, but they're really great and they're really good to actually get as many of them as possible. So taking a really good quality B complex can really help you to give you these Bs. Now, Bs have to get activated. So you want a B vitamin naturally that maybe be methylated. So a methylated B12 or methylated folate is actually one of the best ways. So it's one thing to have it, but your body has to take it into its active form. So getting the active form is really actually helps your body to kind of bypass having to do that step, because what we see is some people genetically just don't do that very well. So you can avoid that and just get a really good B complex that has those methylated versions in it. And don't worry if your pee does turn yellow, because that will happen. So B vitamins are flushed out and they make the urine yellow. So if you've taken Bs, don't worry if you get that bright yellow urine. That's okay.
All right, back to me. So when I mentioned our nervous system and we wanted to go from that fight or flight to that rest and digest, an amazing way to do this is through breath work, or the power of your breath. And the way that it works is we get our diaphragm moving, which activates our vagus nerve and helps flip that switch. So it's as simple as 5 minutes of just focusing on your breath. Because guess what? When you're thinking of your breath, noticing how it is in your body, your brain isn't worried about what's going to happen next, or it's not, mulling over something that just happened in the past. You're in the present moment. So it will anchor you to the present moment. And the more you can hang out here, the less stress you will have, right? And that's where mindfulness comes in. And this company, Heartmath, actually put all of this technology together and all of these ideas to calm the nervous system. And they took it one level higher, because they have the breath, but they added the feeling of being happy or joyful, gratitude, because happy feelings actually elevate us even more. And so going into our heart and thinking about a happy feeling, we are going to have a longer lasting, peaceful, at ease experience compared to being, in our brains thinking. So do you think we have time for a little?
Yeah. We have.
Okay. So the best way to experience this is to just experience it. So I could tell you how important breathing well and taking time to breathe is, but let's just do a few minutes together so you get the idea. So when we do Heartmath, I will ask you to think of a regenerative feeling like love or joy. So right now, prepare yourself and think, what is going to be your muse? What are you going to think of that's going to light your whole body up? Okay. I'll give you a trick. Mine's my dog. Pets are great. Kids sometimes are loaded, depending on the morning you had, right? But no, it could be a beautiful landscape. It could be something you imagine, or it could be a real place or an achievement, just anything where you're smiling with your whole body. Okay, so get comfy in your chair. It's sorry, Dr. Peets is a bit too comfy. So you're going to get comfy, and if you're comfortable closing your eyes, that's a nice way to bring your attention inward. And as you close your eyes, start to notice your breath. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. You're just going to breathe through the nose. And wherever your breath is starting, I want you to make it a little bit longer. A longer inhale and an even longer exhale. You can imagine that breath is flowing all the way down to your belly. You gotta let the belly relax. Good. So as you breathe in, you can feel the belly expand. You can feel that ease. Continue these long, slow breaths. Just a little bit juicier than usual. And now you're going to get into this heartfelt emotion. So imagine your breath is flowing around the heart. We're going to tap into that intelligence. And as you keep your breath nice and slow, try to re-experience that joyful, happy place. You're feeling it with your whole body. And keep breathing that sensation. It's elevating our energy. Send that loving vibration through your whole body. It's like a wave washing over you. And know you have the power through your breath to slow things down, to tap into healing, because you have the power to heal yourself. So one more big breath together, and then I gotta bring you back. Beautiful. So now you're gonna open your eyes and see, it doesn't take long, but it really can tap into your nervous system and get that calm, healing state. So it's very important.
Yeah, I think hopefully we still with everybody, because that's like makes you want to go.
Makes you want to go to sleep. But I say it's like brushing your teeth for your nervous system, right? We're still gonna have stress. Stress is good. It helped us prepare for this presentation.
Yeah.
You know, it helps us achieve some of the things we really want to achieve. Do not give stress a bad rap. It really does help us challenge our comfort zone and reach great heights. But sometimes we can forget to flip the switch. So just breathe. Breathe, slow down, and you're still going to get stressed later, but just check back in, and then you'll work on your longevity.
All righty. So detoxification is the next on your radar. And again, whereas, doing breath work might be like just cleaning your teeth and really just having a way to kind of take care of your body, detoxification is like a deep clean. And how I kind of fashion it is that, our body can be very similar to our house. Things are coming in, constantly coming in. And if you don't do a good job of like cleaning and sweeping out, and sometimes really doing a big, deep overhaul of decluttering, then you end up with a very toxic and overburdened body. And we have so many chemicals in our environment now. We've seen things really take off since the 1930s, 40s, that industrial chemical age. We've gotten lots of chemicals in our environment, and really a lot of them don't do our bodies any good, and our bodies do not like them. But one thing we've seen is a lot of mercury in our environment now. As I mentioned, there's mercury toxicity now with the fish, and you have to be kind of very careful about that. And so it's great to actually think about, just as you would clean your house, and sometimes deep clean, and sometimes even go bigger and do a real big spring clean, declutter, then you want to exactly do the same thing for your body. And so one of the things that we like to do is detox from heavy metals. And we think that things should be done gently, because I always cautious when I tell people about detoxification, because I just don't want you to jump in and detox. And if you follow us, like Beth said, on Instagram or Facebook, we do give you extra tips on how to do this safely. But I will give you one actionable thing, because we want you to have great tips to start now. there is a very much a lovely detox smoothie that we really like, and it's summertime, so it's smoothie time.
Yay.
Yay! So this is a great one. The recipe is found on Medical Medium's webpage, and it's heavy metal detox smoothie. So that's what you want to search for, heavy metal detox smoothie, and it's a smoothie with wild blueberries, cilantro, spirulina, barley grass juice, fresh squeezed orange juice, and Atlantic dose flakes, and banana or mango. You can have options. So it's a really yummy, yummy, tasty smoothie. And if you get those ingredients, you know you've got the right one. So look out for that one. Alrighty. So if you follow all these natural solutions, you will improve your health and wellness. And what we do want to do is we do have a special invite for you today. So if you want to talk further, and of course, I know you guys probably have questions today, and we're going to happily answer them shortly. But if you personally want to kind of delve deeper, learn a little bit more about maybe options for yourself and get things better on your health journey, then contact us on www.oceanrockwellness.com or call 295-5100 and set up a complimentary consult with us. And we'd love to talk with you. So having said that, I want to go over real quickly some people who have worked with us in, over a 6-week time. And so this person, just to highlight, had a stress score of 82 when they started to work with us. Another highlight was their physical stress was very high. It was normal high. And their stress resistance was very low. So that meant that they didn't have a lot of resilience. They didn't have a lot of reserve. And so we know that our bodies don't have a lot of resistance or reserves if we're noticing that we're getting sick all the time. We're not bouncing back and having the energy that we used to. And then after 6 weeks with working with us, the stress score went down from 82 to 54. And as you can see, there's physical stress because a lot of theirs was related to their body just being overwhelmed. And so the physical stress on their body had went from high to down to normal. And you can see very nicely is that their stress resistance went up. So that was
now
really
they can buffer that stress that happens.
Yes, exactly. So this is the next one. This person came in with a really, really high stress score of 98. You can also see that the heartbeat was really high, so very revved up. As Beth talked about, as you can imagine, this person was very much in their sympathetic nervous system, that I'm getting chased by a saber-tooth tiger. That type of energy, and their physical stress and mental stress was way high. So a real stress bucket, right?
Yeah.
And so that was in January. And then by March, what we nicely saw was that the heartbeat came down to 60. They still was very sympathetic, but if you do see that the parasympathetic came back up a little bit, so a little shift there. Sometimes that does take time. Their stress score went from 98 to 48. And you can see that their physical stress, which was way up here, actually came down to normal low. Their mental stress did improve a little bit, but not as much. And their stress resistance had a big improvement if you look at the difference between that one and that one. So,
and that's what we're talking about with health is wealth, because they can tell you this feels good. This is amazing to feel, that you're in a better state of health.
Exactly. This is question time for us. So please feel free to ask us questions, pick our brains in any grievances, concerns, or complaints. We're welcome also. All right.
Yes, while we're waiting for questions to come in, we had a question after our last millionaire question Q&A. Elisa actually wanted to get clarity on, I believe, the algae vitamin.
Yes.
Over the cod liver oil. She wants reasoning behind that?
Okay, so
Found on that.
the reason why is because being that the algae is a vegan source, we don't see the mercury toxicity in it as we do in the fish. So mercury toxicity is really like related to the chain, the food chain. And so the smallest fish will have less, and the bigger fish will have more. So your tunas and things like that will have lots of mercury in it. But even the smallest ones can still have some. And so ideally, when you want to have an omega-3, you want to take all the good stuff without also taking the bad stuff. And so a better and less inflammatory and still going to give you nice EPA and DHA, which are your omega-3s, will be an algae-based omega-3.
Thank you so much. We don't have any questions, which is, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I think you guys did a really good job covering the topic. Do you want to add anything additional that you think would be helpful?
Okay, I do. So as a physiotherapist, I often prescribe exercises, or even with our other clients, I talk about introducing lifestyle habits. So habits is a whole hour topic on its own, but I just want to say that starting something new can be very challenging, right? Even something as simple as lemon water in the morning, because if you're used to going for your coffee first, and trust me, that was me. So to create a new habit, it's easy to just stack it onto something you already do. So in the morning, if you know, say you already always put the kettle on or start the coffee, instead you're going to use a cue of something you already do. Maybe it's brush your teeth. Anything you do in the morning religiously, it's going to be different. Some people make their bed every day. So whatever you do every day, you're going to add your new habit to that. So it could even be things you do during lunch or dinner, but just when you want to increase your lifestyle habits, stack it to things you already do, because you're at a better risk. Well, you're not at risk of falling off the wagon, because our motivation goes up and down. So if we just stack it to something we already do, then we don't have to rely on motivation.
Yeah, and it's always good to try to kind of commit to that for like 30 days, or sometimes you always hear a lot about a 30-day challenge, because we know that once we get to 21 days of doing something new, then we have now formed that as a real habit, and it's kind of ingrained in us. So if you challenge yourself, we're in July, you say from July to August, I'm going to do this, there's more chance that in August you will continue to do whatever that healthy habit is. So sometimes it's, I'm going to have my vitamins. I'm going to couple my vitamins with, take them right after I have my drink or my morning whatever.
Or do your 5 minutes of breathing exercise before you, or as soon as you get to work, right? Or before you leave the office. I use my car as a reminder to do things, so that I know I'm going to get in the car and I know I'm going to get out of the car. So just find things that happen to you and add your new habit to it so that you can get it done.
Alrighty.
Thank you both. So we do have one question from Teresa Williams. She wants to know, what vitamins do you recommend best for a woman who has never taken vitamins, and why?
So one thing I will tell you, that I'm less likely to recommend a multivitamin. Truthfully, it's like a jack of all trades, master of none, and sometimes the quality or the quantity is not really there. So if you never taken a vitamin ever before, then I really do encourage you to kind of just go for one certain vitamin. Like magnesium is really easy. It's really beneficial. Most people find it really great, and no concerns there at all. We talked about B vitamins. B vitamins are good, but sometimes with those, it's good to start low and go slow, because sometimes they rev you up and give you a lot of energy. And so we don't want that to affect your sleep. So I will say that it's best to take your B vitamins in the morning than opposed to nighttime. And because sometimes people also get revved up and even may have palpitations if they're taking too much B vitamins, we say start off with like 1 tablet. And then if that's okay, you can always start to take more. I take about 3 or 4 B vitamins. That's usually really good dose for me. But you want to kind of go there. Other minerals would be good. Zinc, we kind of vaguely mentioned that one. I think that is really also good.
What I love about zinc is that it comes in a liquid form as well. So
it's really easy.
Yeah, and I think vitamins are getting more user friendly like that, where they're not always just a pill. So you can have liquid, you can have powders, and you can actually, well, I take liquid better than pills.
And you can add it to your favorite drink.
Yeah, you can put it in your smoothie.
I like liquid too, and it's easier for the kids. I have kids, so their vitamins tend to be my vitamins, so it's good.
Yeah, to share them. Yeah.
So I would say go to give you a clear idea, Teresa, would be go for separate vitamins. And some of the basic ones we talked about was magnesium, zinc. For minerals, I will prioritize that. B vitamins. Vitamin D is actually also a good one to get in, and vitamin C, and then the omega-3 that we talked about as well. All right.
That is perfect. I believe that is all the questions that we have for today.
Okay.
If anyone sends any additional questions, we will definitely make sure that they get to Ocean Rock so that they are addressed. But thank you both again. I believe that this topic and conversation was very helpful to the public. And I just hope that people can come back and watch the replay, which will be available here on Facebook as well as our YouTube channel. And we'll definitely share it with the public as well.
Yeah, and everyone, you can stop by our office. We're at 25 Point Finger Road in Charity's House. We're on the 2nd floor, and you don't have to be a client of ours to pop in and look at our retail space and find the physician grade supplements that you need.
Alrighty. So see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your hump day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.